Joining us now, all the way from Bamako, is a football journalist with Le Butte, sports journalist Drissa Niono. Thank you so much for joining us, Drissa. And also joining us from the United Kingdom is a good friend of ours, Calvin Emeka Onwuka, who is the publisher of ACL Sports. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight on Game On, but I don't know where to start from. But let me start with our guest, Drissa. Now, were you surprised when you heard that Nigeria had appointed a man that the Malian Football Federation basically fired barely weeks ago?
Thank you very much to invite me, and hello to everyone here. Yes, when we have the information, I have a conversation with Eric Chelle and James where I hear about the information that he was in discussion in Abuja with Nigeria Federation direction. Because first of all, I want to say that yes, of course, it's not a manager that which have a lot of experience in national football team, because Mali was his first time to manage a national team, and with Mali. The reason why he has been sacked is not about football, because it's about a relationship between him and his interaction. It's about a football night organization invitation that he accepts to go and to support his friends. It's the reason why that the Malian Federation direction did not accept, and the relation between them was bad. When you see when he has been sick, there have been a lot of message and support posting about his player, because he is a technician which have a good relationship with his player. With Mali, the reason why the people here was shocked about the way he has been sick is always understandable here, because for most of the people here, he is a good technician. Yes, he didn't have a lot of experience in national team, but he is a good technician. We know when he has to improve and where he had to accompany his team in order that they can perform.
Okay.
And when I have the official information that Nigeria appointed him, many people here thoughts about former Malian national team, Stephen Kishi, which was sick here by Malian direction and went to Nigeria and won AFCON 2014. It is the way and the same scenario that everybody asking here, and it's many people ask here in Mali that, and if Mali and Nigeria made in AFCON, everybody will say that if he eliminates Mali from AFCON and won AFCON also with Nigeria.
Okay, Drissa.
Yes, of course, Mali.
Drissa, sorry to stop you there, but from what we hear, actually, there's no guarantee that he will be in charge of the Super Eagles up until the Africa Cup of Nations later this year. We hear that his contract is strictly for the qualification series of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. But Calvin, I have to come to you. You're a football historian. You've watched countless iterations of the Super Eagles. You've watched plenty of managers come and go. Was this a surprise for you? The fact that the Nigeria Football Federation appointed not a foreign coach, but a fellow African and a Malian who was fired just weeks ago as coach of the Super Eagles?
Thank you. Surprise, but I don't know, because first of all,
Drissa, no, the question is for Calvin. Calvin, go ahead.
I think it was about 24 hours ago that the email from the NFF came around to announce this appointment, correct? I think it was about this. I was so shocked. I was stunned. I read it over and over again. I read it over and over again. I'm like, no, this has to be some joke. Really. I have nothing against Eric Chelle as a man. And I'm certain I actually enjoyed watching Mali. Frankly, take it back. Let me take it back. Mali, I've loved how the Malian Football Federation, how they've gone about producing footballers over the last 10, 12 years. I've always said that at some point, Mali will come good at the AFCON level and probably make the final. You see that time when they poured water on his head, I remember that game. They were so close to winning that match. They had two great chances to score a second goal. And then in the very last minute, the opponents got an equalizer that took the game into extra time, and then they lost in extra time. That's all part of the drama that led to water being poured on his head. But we are Nigeria. There is nothing on Eric Chelle's CV that beats Emmanuel Amunike's CV. There is nothing on his CV, I have to say this again, at the national level, that beats Ogotun Egwuevo's CV. Hey, Egwuevo has a bronze medal from an AFCON. Chelle doesn't. So what message are we sending to Nigerian coaches that the Nigerian Football Federation is prepared to go and get a coach from a fellow African country to coach Nigeria's biggest football brand?
Sorry, Calvin, sorry to stop you. Sorry, Calvin, sorry to stop you there, but is it that Nigerians have a problem with the fact that we have a fellow African coaching us, or one that we don't think is good enough? Because Ebitoye Daramola said that if we're going to get a coach, why not go for Aliou Cisse, who coached Senegal with much success, maybe even a Pitso Mosimane.
I want to Mosimane.
Really?
I'm sorry. We are above these people. I'm not having the inadequacy.
Some are accusing you of bias.
Accusing of bias. I am biased. It's the Super Eagles. I am biased. I will be the bias once it has to do with the Super Eagles. I am so sorry. If we are able to get a coach that's not a Nigerian, the only criteria that we will use to say, okay, we'll accept it, is it has to be European or South American, who we can say, okay, he has worked in a different environment and can come up with something that we consider superior. Apart from that, I'm not having Pitsamani, I'm not having Aliou Cisse. If we gave Emmanuel Amunike or Philippe George the 6 years, or how many years was it that Senegal gave Cisse, he would come back with an AFCON.
Okay.
If we give Amunike at the same time, they will come back with an AFCON. I am saying that we are sending a very bad message to every football coach that is Nigerian.
Okay, Calvin, sorry to cut you short there. But I have to bring the guys in the studio into this argument, into this discussion as well. Are we being too hasty? Are we judging Eric Chelle too harshly based on the fact that he lost at the AFCON? And a lot of people think that the CV is not good enough. But there are those who will argue, like Colin Udo did, that when we hired Clemens Westerhoff, he didn't have much of a CV.
Well, no. Colin. Sorry. Sorry. That Westerhoff comparison was really flawed.
Yeah, but
Westerhoff had promoted a team from the Dutch second division to the Dutch first division.
Okay. Well,
that's not true.
Okay. Only you want to answer this question? Are you too hasty?
I think Colin was just trying to balance the equation. You know, he has said, everybody was surprised that the NFF appointed Eric Chelle, and that in football it's like biscuits. You don't know where it's going to crumble, and sometimes the coach that you felt that will not be able to perform magic, could go ahead to do a lot of things. But I think the Nigerian Football Federation has not covered itself in glory. If you look at why people are complaining is that in the past couple of 1 or 2 years, look at how we have gone about employing coaches. Finidi George was appointed. Yes, we understand that he had poor run of form. The circumstances that led to his ouster, to his exit, was still shrouded in controversy. A lot of people were saying that he didn't even have a contract. Then along the line, Labadia came into the picture. All of a sudden, the man refused to turn up and said a lot of things happened. He would not be handling the national team again. Then Augustine Agavon, always ready to assist, he came around again. And you see, when I knew that something was amiss was last week when he got an interview from Belgium, asking the Nigerian Football Federation to, make haste while the sun is shining and appoint a coach. That was when I knew that something was going to go wrong. And according to the analysis, Eric Chelle came third because Javier Renard, demanded for a lot of money. They could not, match his demands financially. Then Labadi, all of us knew what happened to him. So what they did was to pick the third man. Like Calvin said, we have coaches here who can do the job. So
there are those who are even like that. Someone like Kennedy Boboye is even better qualified than Eric Chelle. But I have to ask Favour. Now, Favour, it was, from what we hear, it was the technical committee who made this recommendation to the executive board. In your opinion, have they done the best job possible? Have they found the best man possible?
With due respect to the technical committee, would ask how many persons form this board and who is the chairman of the NFF technical committee. Now, we've also seen over the past few years that whenever they want to appoint a coach, they look at the financial aspect of the coach. Are we capable enough to appoint or to pay a particular coach? But if you're going to pay a coach $50,000 US, that same money was not given to Finidi George as the new coach or as the coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. That same money was not even given to Augustine Agavon, who stood in as a coach of Nigeria. I think we also look at the aspect of CVs. When you want to apply for a job, you look at your credentials and work experience. Right now, Eric Chelle left FC Oran. FC Oran is currently 10th in the Algerian league. His best record has been the quarterfinal finish at the African Cup of Nations, which of course we've had indigenous coaches do that in the past. Christian Chukwu, Augustine Agavon, these are coaches that have done that in the past. And in the last few years, we've seen how our indigenous coaches have also tried to make themselves okay. Like Augustine Agavon are coming to the ship, has been able to qualify us for AFCON. He has shown also that he can also be tactically sound to bring out the very best of skills and experience. I just believe we don't believe in our own in this part of the world. We feel that we are inferior to, the worst of it all is Daniel Ogumodede, Philodis Ilechukwu took this national team to CHAN, and you are saying that Eric Chelle will come in to tinker the squad during the CHAN tournament. That's a slap on Nigerian coaches. And I think that we should also look at what we have. If we don't sell what we have or we don't appreciate what we have, then we will just see that anybody will just come and say, I want to coach Super Eagles of Nigeria. Okay. Eric Chelle is 47 or around his 40s. That is not an issue, but what is his pedigree? Can he see an Osimhen and say, I want you to play this, I want you to play that? The Mali coach, the Malian team that he coached, with due respect to the players, when you look at depth in quality, aside from maybe one or two in the team, we have lots of quality players. Joseph Peseiro got to the final of the Nations Cup. Are you saying that Nigeria was wrong to have sacked Joseph Peseiro? If we're saying that he got to the quarterfinals, that's why we're bringing him to the national team.
It's clear that you are not happy with this appointment, but I have to let our good friend Drissa into this discussion as well. Drissa, as you can see, Nigerians are not happy about this particular appointment. The average Nigerian is not happy with the appointment of Eric Chelle as the new coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Now, if you could, I'm not asking you to speak on behalf of Chelle, but should we temper should we calm down? Should we look forward to something even more positive from Chelle from his time with Mali to Nigeria? Basically, I'm asking, can he do better with the Super Eagles of Nigeria? Can he succeed with the Super Eagles of Nigeria, in your own opinion?
For me, because I understand the supporters and Nigeria people information and what they express, because Nigeria is AFCON three-time winners, 6-time World Cup competition fighters, and also Eric Chelle is not a coach which have a lot of experiences for the national team. But when I want to say to Nigeria to give him a time, because when he arrives in Mali, our national team also have many difficulties to score goals and also to win a game. And when he arrives, his first sentences were, we have a lot of midfields, and we have to put the force together in order we can have a result. And when we went to in AFCON, we have a beautiful team. We express a beautiful football. And Nigeria have today many top players as a striker. But Nigeria, in his last matches, did not score many goals. And I thought that if he arrives and work with Nigeria former player like Kanu or Okocha, because when he arrived in Mali here, his first goal was to work with the former national international player like Kanuti, also our former captain Selul Kante. It is the reason why they structure well the national team and have a talented and good player to put their effort together in order to go to look for a result.
Okay.
Exactly. We failed to qualify in semi-final, but it is the reason of his lack of experience in national team, and he didn't have Kanute and also Cedric Kante with him in AFCON Ivory Coast. It is the reason why I thought that he learned experience about this AFCON, and today he had to go to qualify Nigeria to World Cup before the AFCON. And I think that if Nigeria accepts to work with him, with the idea, and also if two artists will accompany him, and the former player to accompany him in order that he can have a good relationship with his player and people, I feel that he can do something.
Okay.
I didn't talk because it is a code that which is very simple in human with human.
Okay.
He has a good relationship with journalists here. He has a good relation with his player.
Okay,
the only thing that I want him to correct is his way to tamper the pressure, because when he has in a
Drissa, I think we're losing you. I'm not sure exactly what it is, the problem is, but we've been speaking with Drissa Nyono, who is a football journalist there in Bamako. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the show. But I don't think that Calvin Onwuka in the UK, Onyewuchiwa Achukwu with me in the studio, all favor Itua, they don't sound particularly impressed. And I honestly think they're not particularly happy with this particular appointment.
Well, on the flip side, just to quickly say, on the flip side, we've also had Genotro use Nigeria to boost the CV. I mean, he came with relatively not so. Yes, he has coached. He has coached some teams before, but then he used Super Eagles to build that CV, and we saw what happened to him afterwards. He has been able to get the Republic of Benin jobs. We've also seen in the past where coaches come and
Favor, you're trying to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Jose Peseiro also came and also tried to qualify Nigeria to the finals.
Favor, you're trying to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, but you're using a coach who wants to boost the CV.
It is what it is at the moment.
Okay, let's move on very quickly now. We heard that the Nigerian Football Federation President Ibrahim Guzo has also announced plans that they will prepare the home-based Super Eagles for the 2025 African Nations Championship. That's the CHAN. Guzo confirmed that the team will undergo a 2-week camping outside Nigeria and also have training and friendly matches as well. And this approach is to aim to ensure that the players are settled and focused before the tournament, which begins on the 1st of February 2025. Is this a good move, considering the fact that this team camped, trained, and played here in Nigeria, qualified for the CHAN? Is this basically misplaced priorities?
Well, I think first and foremost, by the time the draw is conducted next week, that should put everything in a proper perspective. Then we know we are going to play, because this CHAN is going to be hosted by 3 countries. So whatever preparation they are going to make, will the basis will start from there. They don't have time. It's next month. It's almost here. So by now, I think they should know the countries that we're going to play. They should know where we're going to camp. The players, everything should be done properly so that it can complement. Okay. They did well during the qualifiers, and I hope they take that same momentum into the CHAN competition.
Okay, Favor, we also hear that the Confederation of African Football has announced an increase in the prize money of the CHAN, which will be hosted by Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. We hear that teams will receive that $3.5 million. The prize money is a 75% increase from the last event. It has been increased to $10.4 million, which was an increase of basically 32%. But that's good money for these national teams to compete for, right?
Yeah, good morning. I mean, it's obvious that CAF has tried to ensure that each of its tournaments is having, a lot to fight for. We saw the CAF Women's Champions League increase in prize money. Now we're seeing that in CHAN. Just that the only thing I think CAF has failed to do is to plan properly, in the sense that it was just only in September that it was announced that the CHAN will still hold, and in less than how many months? Imagine journalists or fans planning to attend a CHAN tournament that even the draws is not still out. And look at when the qualifiers was played, that's in December. So I hope they can plan better in that aspect. But nonetheless, it's a good one to boost the prize money.
Of course, you remember that the CAF has also increased the prize money for the AFCON proper. Now they're increasing the prize money for CHAN, which is pretty good. Calvin, if you're still with us, big news coming out of England today. West Ham United have pulled the trigger and fired Julien Lopetegui after just 6 months in charge. A lot of people say that very good for them, because nobody saw any reason why they fired David Moyes in the first place. Your thoughts on that quickly?
I remember speaking to some West Ham fans in the summer. I told them, I said, you guys will be sorry. You've all wanted David Moyes to go. You'll be sorry. I was hoping that I could come back to them now and say to them, here we are. Have you seen it? It's the grass is not always greener outside. But yeah, West Ham has going to start all over again. They're probably going to employ Potter, who needs to rediscover his reputation again and make it after his failed attempt at Chelsea.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay, no surprises for you. But thank you so much for joining us tonight, Calvin. Always a pleasure to see you and have you on the show.